Terminator 2: Judgment Day is the sequel, obviously, to the Terminator. It's one of the only sequel, well, not the only, but one of the few sequels to far surpass the original film. James Cameron brings back Arnold Schwarzenegger, this time as a good guy. He's a Terminator who's been reprogrammed by the human resistance from the future. He goes back in time to protect the young John Connor, played by Edward Furlong, from the villainous T-1000, a shape-shifting Terminator aptly played by Robert Patrick. Linda Hamilton returns as Sarah Connor. The Sarah Connor here, and this is where I think Linda Hamilton was a really good actress here. She's like almost a completely different character than the young woman we met in the original Terminator film. She's buffed up, and she's turned into the strong-willed fighter character that Kyle Reese, the Michael Biehn character, talked about in the original film. The special effects in this film, at the time, it was the most expensive movie ever made, which is probably why the special effects have held up exceptionally well. Obviously, there are some moments here where we can see the early work of CGI, but on the whole, the effects are still stunning and awesome and amazing to look at. Going back, performances, I was actually impressed here with Robert Patrick's work as the Terminator, the T-1000 Terminator. His career this is probably the pinnacle of his career. He spent kind of made a career playing B-movie villains in a lot of films, although he did do a Law & Order guest spot where he was really good as a rapist. And it's interesting to contrast this Terminator to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. This was actually something Cameron had wanted to explore in the original film, but after he met with Arnold Schwarzenegger, it was fairly obvious that Arnold Schwarzenegger was born to be the cybernetic robot, the Terminator. His original choice to Terminator was somebody who would easily blend into a crowd and not stand out like Arnold Schwarzenegger, obviously big Austrian guy would. And Robert Patrick is the perfect, I think, foil for Schwarzenegger's Terminator. You have the strong, physical presence, and then the average one who's actually the stronger of the characters. Edward Furlong, I think this is one of probably his best work here. He's a little bit more whinier as John Connor than I remember. So that's kind of great, but at the same time, I think the character is also supposed to be kind of whiny and petulant, so I don't know if you can fault him for that. It was like his first movie. Arnold is, of course, the definitive, Terminator. Cameron, as I've said before, really knew how to use Schwarzenegger and use him quite well. So, if you haven't seen it before, if you haven't seen it in a while, you can go back, and I'd recommend watching Terminator 2 again. There are actually two versions of the film. There's the theatrical cut, which on DVD, I believe, is like a bonus feature now. And then there's the director's cut, which I saw, that I'm basing this on. The director's cut it adds some scenes back. You're not really missing a lot from the theatrical cut. It just adds a lot of character building scenes that are really interesting. Especially I like the scenes with Joe Morton, who plays the guy who develops Skynet. There are some scenes with him showing him in how Browning's character as a family man, and there's character building scenes of the Terminator learning to act like a human being, and one interesting scene that's sort of hinted at other parts in the film where John Connor begins to grow up into the role that he is going to fulfill in much the same way at the end of the first film Sarah Connor began her transformation. So it's out on DVD, Blu-ray, VHS. Check it out, Terminator 2: Judgment Day.